highly intelligent and educated person with common sense, and I do my due diligence on all candidates before I make a decision, and that's the glory of being an independent, and I think everybody should do that. But in learning that the DNC paid some of the most unstable characters on TikTok to go to their convention and harass other people, and yes, there is proof of it. Wow.
Jeffrey Marsh, Brian Byers,
Lindy Lee,
and I have some exciting news.
For the first time ever,
the Democratic
National Convention
is credentialing content creators.
And guess what? Now I'm one of them.
In August, I'll be in
Chicago, covering the convention inside
the United Center
and all over the city.
Oh, some familiar faces there. Let's have a look at a couple of these.
Hi, love. Here are 3 ways to disrespect your elders. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic parent or a bullying boss at work, you need to 1, play innocent. Take it from someone who knows. They will only come after you when you are powerful. When you are triggering them and upsetting them, it is because of your power. And that's when they want to stop you. Is J.K. Rowling part of a global hate group? The United Nations said yes. What do taxidermists do for work? Stuff.
It's pretty much clear to everyone that still uses basic logic that the current Democratic Party has been taken over by a group of deranged lunatics, and they have no policy positions whatsoever worth running on, and they actually know that they're far left radicals and that most of the country is centrist, and most of the country's not going to go for any of their policy nonsense. So instead they use nonstop demagoguery and try to appeal to your emotions. Once you understand what is really happening and why this election looks different, it is actually infuriating. So let's just take a look here at what we got going on.
The kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has got to be the most sexist, white supremacist I have ever seen in my life. I forget that this type of person exists everywhere. And this is evangelical Christianity. What he said is so disrespectful, to such a large portion of women, and it's so dismissive. I hope that he is canceled to hell and back, and I feel so sorry that his wife has to sleep.
Now, the only reason that last clip with the woman there talking about the kicker actually infuriates me is because if I was to come on YouTube and say the exact same thing about any given female out there, I would probably be banned. I'd be called a sexist. All the regular Democrat lunacy would come my way immediately, including probably the video would be demonetized and banned immediately. But when a woman does it, it's just fine. Now, how do I know? Because it's already happened. There's been a dude that had like a media job and everything that said something almost identical to what she just said. He lost his job, lost his channel, lost his got basically canceled for exactly the same thing. But once you really understand what they're doing here, like especially with this 2025 thing, every single one of these people, 50 people, were scripted to get up here and badmouth this Project 2025 thing when they knew that it wasn't connected to Trump. They knew it and still decided to go with this. It's like, once you understand that they don't care, the current Democratic Party doesn't care whether it's true or not, just get it out there and hopefully it sticks. Maybe we can get some low information voters to believe this nonsense.
So y'all remember this big old book from before?
And I'd be willing to bet they were all
Let's
paid.
talk about Project 2025.
Maybe not him.
Donald Trump's Project 2025.
Like, they were all told to hold it up like it's a SNL skit. Like, this is insane, man.
Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder.
On page 562, it says that Donald Trump could use an obscure law from the 1800s.
This is Project 2025, the Republican blueprint for...
This dude, he just doesn't have the ability to speak like a normal human being. It's always like he's doing an SNL skit.
Second Trump term.
Their extreme agenda. Project 1825. I'm sorry.
Donald
Great joke,
Trump's
dude.
roadmap to ban abortion in all 50 states.
Like, what?
Project
See what I mean?
1925.
They are
I'm sorry.
outright lying to the American people, and they know it. They were paid to do it. Like, this is insanity.
A national abortion ban would undo that, and that is a plank of the Trump Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Now, this story was debunked, like, immediately. It was debunked that this was from the Heritage Foundation who wrote it. There's a couple people that used to work for Trump at one time that have some parts in authoring this thing, but it's not Trump's agenda, and they all knew this.
2025 people.
Do you know about Project 2025?
This is Project 2025.
This deranged lunatic
Would abandon our troops.
Like, what?
Abandon our veterans, our allies, and our principles.
You see what I mean? Like,
In
the
Chapter
craziest
4,
stuff, the most ignorant
Trump plans
stuff.
to do Putin's bidding by abandoning
Like, do you really believe all these people read this 1,000-page book? Like, get out of here.
You take a look at the whole thing, it was scripted. They have the same talking point. More than 50 people mentioned Trump and Project 2025, which they know is a lie.
All right, so look, right, I'm no political expert, but
he's
I
awake.
do have two eyes and brain.
Right.
And so I've watched a lot unfold over the past few years. More recently, there was a hush money trial. And then there was a conviction. And with the conviction, for about 2 weeks now, from sun up to sundown,
It was nonstop. Like, do you think the American people will actually vote a convicted felon into the presidency?
You heard was convicted felon. And I think somebody, realized very quickly that shit wasn't moving the needle at all.
Definitely did.
And so, coincidentally, every liberal media outlet has simultaneously discovered Project 25, Donald Trump's, diabolical plan to destroy America.
It's all been coordinated.
This
Every bit of
reminds
it.
me of Russian collusion.
Yeah,
because
another lie
they
that
reported
people
on it
believe
with such
that I still argue with people in my family about till this day. That was 2 years ago. It got debunked, or however, 4 years ago, but people still believe it.
confidence as if it was fact. And those same media outlets today do not mention it at all because it was proven to be completely false. And I think
so was the 2025
that kind of kicked off, or really I believe was the catalyst to people realizing that you all are full of shit.
Yep.
I mean, that's the reason why you keep throwing things.
To me, the moment, like I remember the moment that it happened in my brain where everything turned around and I was like, you know what, I need to start taking a, taking my time and taking a look at this a little bit more thoroughly. It was when E. Jean Carroll and the Anderson Cooper interview. And it was like 1990, the trial or the case was like from 1996. And then they had this like lunatic woman on here who you can tell was like either super doped up or just like actually out of her mind. Like you could, after watching that Anderson Cooper interview, I don't know how anyone in their right mind would believe anything that came out of that woman's mouth. But that was another one of their big plan that failed.
And they don't stick. It's because people realize that you all are full of shit. And
Definitely.
so, like, we can see you. We are aware of what you're doing, which is why it's not working.
Right.
And I'm going to be real. He got the stones. He has all the Infinity Stones, and there's nothing you can do. And you've overplayed your hand and shown the people that you are full of shit. That's why nobody is buying what you're selling. No, thank you.
They had Mallory
This clip right here is amazing because let's just take a look.
McMorrow, that state legislator who kind of became a social media star, come out with a giant book that said Project 2025 on it, and they're going to make that a theme every day of this convention.
Hold it up,
So there's a
like-
positive message of freedom, but they're also really trying to hang that giant book, Project 2025, around Donald Trump's neck. And they have a captive audience
Now
for
watch this. But watch this because it literally shows you like the logical end of leftism. You have to just ignore reality. You have to ignore facts, and you have to not rationalize like at all.
Yeah, and an audience willing to buy a bunch of lies. I mean, Donald Trump has disowned this. He has no part of it. He has his own agenda. Throughout all the speeches, there were attacks on Donald Trump that are not rooted in reality, but this, this convention wants to hear it. What was amazing to me about the whole night, and particularly Joe Biden's speech, is just what a...
The first time I seen Tim Walz do that like seal clap thing, I was like, oh no. This weak man, no way he could be a president or vice president.
Fabricated reality he lives
good
in,
one,
and what a fabricated reality they want their base to live in.
Right.
Because
that's the thing is like they are actively radicalizing their base. They want their base to be walking around, living in delusion, thinking this shit is real. And it's insane.
the reality is this is not Trump's agenda. They come out with this massive, cartoonish, oversized prop.
Now, just
but
now
the whole
he said,
point is to make a whole.
just now he said Trump has disowned this. It's not his real agenda. He just said it again. It's 3 times he said it now.
Make a whole crowd of people believe something that's not true. Thing that
4
Kamala Harris
times.
said when she ran for president in 2019. Ban fracking, defund the police, the most permissive immigration structure. She cannot be permitted to disown any of that. Do we agree?
No.
Watch
I
this.
can answer. I know. he
No,
asked
this
you
is
the
your
question,
role. Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
It's not that. It's not from 2019. It's from this year. They released Project 2025 recently as a forward-looking thing. 2019 is.
See, just ignore everything he just said and say the talking point. Like, regardless, no, it is from, like, she doesn't comprehend. It is not his agenda. Like, it's not his. He didn't write it. He has nothing to do with it.
In the past, 2025 is the future. It's when Donald Trump wants to be president. It's what his agenda wants to be.
See?
But the
So we're not
argument
That's
saying
what
this
his
is
agenda
the
wants to
argument.
be. That's 4 times now. Now watch. Now he has to, like a child, break it down so that she gets what he's saying.
The argument actually is that these people that Donald Trump may or may not know, who he's disowned and disavowed, made a book, and he has to abide by all that. But now we're saying Kamala Harris can just get rid of everything she ever said or voted on.
Oh, of course. Now she wants to move on to the even broader point because I think she knows what she's saying is incorrect too. They don't care. It's just a talking point.
They sounded like they liked America.
Bill Maher, he's kind of
which,
waking up a little bit.
has been a problem. Bigger issue is the left and their ability or their desire to engage with anyone who's not already in the bubble.
Right.
This is a terribly divided country.
This is what people don't understand. Like, if the MAGA people and Trump and the Republicans were like drifting into socialism and spouting off the most insane ideas that would literally destroy the country, like critical race theory and critical immigration and all this other garbage, people like me and the MAGA people would be down their necks too about this garbage. Like, this isn't a choosing sides thing. Like, one side is trying to destroy, like, one side does not stand for everything that this country has stood for the last 200 and some years or whatever. And it's like people think that we're just there are some people out there that think we're just brainwashed MAGA people who love Trump so much, and like, no, this is way bigger than anything that have to do with Trump. You know, anyway, that's all I got for you guys right now. Please maybe subscribe, come back